don't know.
Oh, what's up, kitty?
Still not working. See?
So I don't understand what's not working.
It's currently oh, wait, no, it is working.
Oh.
Huzzah! We did it! We fixed it. Good job. This is me. Yeah, this is currently what I'm doing. All right, I guess we're streaming now. I guess I should tweet it because I didn't think this would work.
All right.
Good work.
I fixed it.
Yeah.
Me.
Yep.
I did it. It was me. It was me all along.
All right. So anyway, I gotta tweet out that I'm streaming now because I don't wanna click stop streaming and then try again because I don't want it to mess up. So we're just going to. Oh, she's got real sharp claws right now.
Oh, she does. Ow, ow, ow.
You did that to yourself.
Jesus. Ow. No, please.
So anyway, we're gonna start the stream because wow, way to go.
Cat did it.
Because I'm not gonna click off now. So very, very solid start to the stream. Everyone on the YouTube channel is gonna love it.
Can you not edit your video? Just cut the beginning?
You can, but it's like way too much work. Because then I have to like go to YouTube later and click on stuff versus just putting them on YouTube unedited is so easy because you just do it all from Twitch.
Well, like, I'm not saying like high level editing in between. Just cut the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've done it for a couple of videos before.
Yeah, just like delete the first 5 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna go hang out with Lily.
Anyway. All right. Tweeted. I don't even have Discord open. I can't post in the Discords. Man, I was so unprepared. I just straight up didn't think hitting the stream button would work. Because the literal only thing I've done between Monday's attempted to stream and today's stream is let my computer sit here for 2 days. Like I did a couple things to try to fix the problem on Monday, obviously. Like I restarted the computer, downloaded like updated like drivers and stuff, things that the internet told me to do. But none of that worked. But now it's working. We in there. But anyway, alright. I've posted in the relevant places. So now we can actually talk about what I'm playing, I guess. Like I tried to on Monday. So yeah, Monday's stream died because I could not figure out how to get like I was hitting the start stream button on OBS. It just like wouldn't start streaming or anything, so I just gave up after a while. And today I guess it's working, so whatever. This is the highest placing mono white list from Eternal Weekend. It's got 2 surgical extractions, so I don't think it's mono white, Luanil. I think the highest placing mono white list might have been Bowerman. Wait, that doesn't have any. Yeah, I think that one's actually mono white. Well, there are 2 black spells in this list. But yeah, this is a Static Grips list. Admin of the D&T server, friend of mine. Notable D&T player. This is a very similar list to what I played a little bit before Eternal Weekend. I think I streamed D&T once, like the week before Eternal Weekend happened, and I played almost this exact list. But I think it was like, there was 1 Charming Prince, and I think 4 Flicker Wisps or something, and a couple sideboard changes. But this is the list that Static got 12th with at Eternal Weekend this past, is this 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago at this point? Jeez, time goes by fast. But yeah, I wanted to jam some D&T because I hadn't done that in a while, so we're gonna play this. This has been an awkward enough opening for me as I jumped into this stream not thinking that it would actually work. But anyway, let's get going, I guess. We're still masquerading as a filthy combo player. Not today, we're not. Someone say that I'm masquerading as a D&T player today instead of being a filthy combo player. Hello? Moto? Alright, there we go. Legacy League. Moto, are you okay? What's happening? Alright, this is the deck, I guess. I don't know what's going on, Moto. Need to calm down. Anyone else having trouble getting the stream to come up? I was having trouble getting my own stream to come up. But, it worked. It worked for me today, so I don't know what the deal was. But, yeah, I have no idea. Moto's displeased for not queuing. Moto got mad at me on Monday, too, though. I should probably close some of the things. I have my own stream playing on like 3 different tabs after I was trying to like troubleshoot it yesterday. Probably close some of them. Yeah, I have no idea what the problem was. Oh god, that's loud. Much better. What's up, Lackey? Alright. Oh god, my brain hadn't actually like gotten into D&T mode yet, and I looked at this opening hand and I was like, what are these magic cards? I haven't played this deck in a couple weeks. But yeah, this is a hand that exists. This is fine. We have like the double Flicker Wisp, especially on not having access to being able to cast them, isn't great. But obviously, turn 2 Thalion the play with like multiple Stoneforge Mystics is totally fine. Definitely a keep. What's up, Ewan? Last league was Depth, Painter, Death, Sneak, Show Elves. Oh dear. I guess most of those aren't terrible matchups, I imagine. Except for Elves, obviously. We want the other mono-white deck. Hey, I enjoy playing mono-white decks of all shapes and sizes. This is a dead format, so yeah. Rip Legacy, right? Thought I had something in mind for something I wanted to stream soon, but I, for the life of me, cannot remember what it is at this point. I know I have a vintage donation deck list queued up. Ooh, lands? Loam? Lands. Alright, sweet. This hand does a lot worse against lands, notably. Especially my wait. Oh no, this is Loam with Barbering? This is fine, I guess. I'll take it. Dog better show up. Speak of the devil. Oh man, we just drew this vial. Well, I guess we have the 2 Flicker Wisps. We can kill this Chalice if we want to. Or we could like hit the Mox Diamond at some point. You need to draw the other white source, obviously. Could be Naya Loam. I don't think Naya Loam plays Chalice, right? Anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to jam this Thalia. Is this Loam with Barbering or lands with Chalice? Or something else? Honestly, I don't know what's going on. I guess I'm supposed to just Flicker with this Mox Diamond, I think. We could Flicker with the Chalice, but we don't really need our Aether Vial. And we have a second Flicker if we draw like a Plow or something. Hey, stop that! Get out of here. I'll sit at an angle if I have to get you away from that dang bookshelf. You want Sphinx guys so bad we don't have Florida's bad for them? They're usually fine. Like, they're obviously just, like, keep them indoors all the time. They're just, like, bad in sunlight in general, but other than that. Let's cast this Flicker Wisp. Yeah, let's tag this diamond. We either make them discard a land or, like, just blow up their mana, which is also great. Yeah, they're mostly well-organized things. I think the one that she was trying to pull was actually empty. Alright. I'll attack here. Sure, we are the aggressors. Aha! No more of the lands. Wrecked. Still don't know what's happening. Volrath, Stronghold, Barbering, Mox Diamond, Chalice of the Void. Just some, like, weird, like, lands stompy deck. I see you, dog. She's better do something bad that she shouldn't. This Wasteland's also a very good pickup here. Plug? I don't think Plug plays, like, Barbering and Volrath Stronghold, right? I guess Plug does probably play. Hey, stop that. Get. Punk. So we just like Wasteland this Volrath Stronghold, attack them for a bunch. Play like a Stoneforge or whatever. Stop oppressing dog. We'd also just like port them. Yeah, I don't know. The Barbering and like having access to black mana is really kind of weird to me. Really want to be able to, like, shock Planeswalkers or something. So we could port them, but they didn't do anything with 2 mana last turn. I think I like just playing Stoneforge Mystic. Just grab... Okay, they died. Cool, we did it! Look at that! Don't know what we're playing against, but, Question mark? Council's Judgment's probably a pretty safe bet here. Relic Order, maybe? So Doogs? The actual play was Stoneforge and Port Forest. I mean, that's probably better than using Wasteland if we're gonna end up with 1 mana floating, yeah. Just really wanted to Wasteland them. But they were also, like, just dead. A compilation of all the sub-Doogs. Might not want Path. I have no idea how creature-based they are. The Scavengers might have just been like a one of, like, Green Sun Zenith-y thing, but if they're a Green Sun deck, then they probably have enough random shitters that you want to remove, but Council Judgments are probablys. Like, these are maybes. Prelate does not seem great here. I don't even know if Thalia is good. Like, we don't really know what the opponent's on, but it didn't look like Thalia was particularly good against whatever my opponent was doing. They have to have Coder. Then they're like 4 colors. Then they're just a 4-color loam deck that's playing Barbering and Volrath Strongholds. Which just seems like buck wild to me. Mox does make all the colors. Probably could go on 2. Maybe. Are they a loam deck? Are they a Punishing Fire deck? They could be a Punishing Fire deck. Maybe we do want the Prelate. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused on what my opponent is. Maybe I should just board like I board against 4-color loam, which is like out all the Thalias and Givers or something. Yeah, Brennan 6 is in those colors. think this is mostly how I board against Fork Oil. No, we board in like Rest in Pieces and stuff, but let's just try that. What's up, Captain QC? XJ no longer a trader, indeed. For today, at least. If they do a Punishing Fires in my deck, I really hate Giver of Runes. Because, like, Mother of Runes, I never really liked against a lot of the Punishing Fire decks. Giver of Runes is just, like, so much worse, too. Because, like, it's just so easy for them to Punishing Fire it off the board. Honestly, it seems like a keep that I'm going to get, like, Chalice on one post board and then die. We have this Awkward Batter Skull, but, like, Turn Aether Vial is just really good. I'm waiting for it. Hit me. Hit me with your post board, turn 1, Chalice. Eternal Ren 6. That's a lot more horrifying, honestly. I preferred the Chalice. We have this Revoker to play and then pray it's good enough. What did they discard? Another Foothills. Alright, so they are, I mean, I guess they are, we already knew they were trying because they have, like, Full Rat Stronghold and stuff. What is this? Alright, so I guess they are just 4 color loam. We have this Palace Jailer, like, that's gotta be pretty good, right? We have to plow this Knight and let the Ren and 6 tick up again, but... Guess they are just 4 color loam with, like, some really weird tech lands? That seems decent, I guess. Yep. Really want to hit some more land drops here. Plateau. This is just, alright, this is just like 4 color loam with just like just Monopoly money mana base. Kill my Aether Vial here? That would suck. Not gonna kill my Aether Vial. Alright, ooh, and a land. These are both relatively nice things. So they have 5 cards in hand. One of them's a Wooded Foothills, the other 4 are probably going to murder me. Probably just supposed to jam Mirror Crusader here. If anything, it might be able to bait or like a Punishing Fire that they currently can't buy back, or like a Plow, or like something to help my Revoker try to pin down this Ren in 6. They're going to put it in Revoker on their turn, so if they want to kill it, they... I really don't know what's happening. I mean, I assume this is like a sideboard card that kills Mirror Ages and stuff. You should also bring it against the Tiny Creature decks for this reason, but like... I'm just very confused by most of the cards in our opponent's deck at this point. So now we let them go to upkeep, and then we put in our Revoker here. Coder decks do not typically struggle against... Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. a lot of questions about the contents of my opponent's deck. They like thinking about firing off a replica on my vial here. They like should have like 9,000% done it on my upkeep. Like they were like there was a pause on my upkeep, like they were thinking about doing it. Now there's another pause on my up, like they're thinking about doing it again here. Yeah, like my opponent was playing 4-color loam, but they decided they hated like 80% of the 4-color loam cards, including the lands. So they're just like playing whatever they want, I guess. That's so far the information that I have. So imagine this reverter's not living. But even if this run takes up to 7, we can upkeep Flicker their run next turn, put it back to 3. Hopefully they just, like, I don't know. They play at another night and we draw a land to jailer it or something. Golgari Charm, sure. That one does not kill Aether Vial. Notably. They're pausing the upkeep here. It'll be a lot worse if they had like an Abrupt Decay for this vial now. Because then we have to Sorcery Speed our Wisp to prevent the Run from ulting, and the Run gets like down to kill the Wisp. That's pretty good. I don't think I'm supposed to cast Palace Jailer here. There's a possibility that it's correct. They have 4 cards. They have 3 cards in hand. They have a Wooded Foothills. I think I need the Palace Jailer in play. I want to start drawing cards, and I want to be able to have additional pressure for this Wrenn and 6 that's coming back on end step. Assuming that they can take my Flicker Wisp off the board, at least the Jailer can like attack the Wrenn down to 1, and I can already just start drawing cards. If we had a 5th land drop with the Monarchy too, we can like just cast the Batter Skull to help protect the Monarchy. I think I am supposed to cast this. I am the Monarch. I'd like to draw my card. Go to your upkeep. I mean, what if they just like had Containment Breach there? I'd get so wrecked. Not that I'm like actually able to play around that card in any capacity here. Ugh. Luckily, the nice thing about the Flicker Wisp here is that if they want to protect the Wrenn, they have to kill the Flicker Wisp, not the Jailer, and the Flicker Wisp is already the thing that dies to the Wrenn. Foothills to their hand, sure. Yeah, I've seen Queen Marchesa in some just like normal 4-color loam lists. Wouldn't be surprised if they also had it in their less than normal 4-color loam list. Let's draw like another Flicker Wisp here. That was pretty good. I'll take that. Probably just supposed to tap out for this and attack both at Wrenn and 6 to clear it. I'm tempted to attack the sword, like send the sword in their face and put them onto 1. It feels like kind of greedy, but like we get to draw a card and like deal them an extra 4 damage. Not unreasonable. They're gonna like Kolaghan's command me here. I'm gonna feel like an idiot. Because there's just like gonna be Kolaghan's command in their deck. I'm like kind of tempted to send the Jailer at their face. It's so much. Like, we get to draw a card and deal them 4. That's so good. What's the next big paper event you're playing? I don't actually know. I'm playing like a small paper event this weekend. There's like a small team tournament that I'm going to, but I don't even know what the next big thing is that's on my agenda. The next big thing in general I know is the Legacy Format Championships in January. I don't even know what the next paper event I'm going to is. I guess they haven't really announced a lot of the big Legacy events in 2020 yet, right? Anyway. God, am I supposed to go with the face? The Pro Black and Green that good? It's really good against the decks you really want it. Like, mainly like the 4-color control and stuff. Can be a little mopey in some matchups, though, certainly. I think I am going to attack their face here. If they protect their Wrenn, the only way they do that is by killing their Flicker Wisp. By killing my Flicker Wisp. But then the Wrenn can't, like, get any substantial value here. They already have, like, infinity land drops. I'm attacking their face. Oh shit, they just have nothing? Wow. Alright, deal. Was Jailer bigger printing for Legacy than Text than Recruiter? I don't think so. I think Recruiter is like bananas. Jailer's really good too, obviously, but Recruiter is just like insane. Especially for the Miracles matchup at the time. If you send Jailer or any of the kill Jailer, they still have to go to kill. Yeah, like I could 100% clear the Wrenn there. If I, or not 100%, they could kill both my creatures. But I could much more likely clear the Wrenn, but I was weighing the pros and cons of getting the Wrenn off the board or just hitting them for 4 and drawing an extra card. So now we can just send the Jailer at their face and clear the Wrenn, which is great. Untap, we file 3. Opponent really likes to stop at my upkeep. That's a good draw. Helps me protect the Monarchy. We just get to like cast Battle Scroll, leave up Plow now. Attack your face. Just clear the Wrenn. Draw a Tomek. Cool. I think I'd rather just have this Batter Skull. It's more mana efficient. Are you dead, opponent? Alright, we don't know any of the cards in their hand anymore. Okie doke. That's what we're doing here, huh? Guess that tracks. That explains the plateau in the Barbarian Ring, because they need more red mana for red. That Oracle behind me, Heretic, Catharan, Last Hope? Yeah. Fetch into concession. Nice. Or if they have a Hakan, I don't even know. What a wild deck. Just Countryside Crusher, 4-color Loam, I guess. But yeah, they're a little far away, a little small, so it's hard to make it out on the stream. But yeah, we have. Can I point to it? Yeah, Heretic Cathar and Last Hope. It was actually really funny. The reason I got them is because my girlfriend was browsing like Magic Arts and wanted some to hang up like on the wall behind me, and then she completely randomly she knew about the Thalia, but she randomly selected Liliana Last Hope, and like I was cackling because like Last Hope is like such an egregiously good card against death and taxes. If you heard her yelling from the other room, I don't know if that picked up. But yeah, she just totally randomly picked out Liliana Last Hope. And it's like, yeah, I'm just a Death and Taxes player who just has a Last Hope hanging from the wall. Audio died, did it? Audio seems good. We totally heard that. Good quality. This hand's close, but not quite. Actually, it's not very close. This hand's okay. What are we putting back here? Wisp. Wisp is like really clunky without in non-vial hands, probably. Remember when Lily Last Hope was the most... Yeah, I talk about that a lot. The fact that Ren 6 is just Liliana Last Hope, except 2 mana, and also lets you hit your land drops for the rest of the game. And just like, how egregious is that design? Like, Liliana Last Hope is just now unplayable, because it's like, okay, this card is just Ren 6 that costs less mana and is or costs more mana and is worse. Alright, well, let's give some runes. Don't know what the opponent is up to over there. But not a lot we can do about it with our motley crew of permanents that we have to play and then cross our fingers. Could be a combo deck. Could be like a deck that's good. Lightning Bolt this giver here. Blue Red Delver. Rug Delver. Regardless, Signature Penalty is pretty good against the Lightning Bolt decks. Alright, oh, that's a good pickup. So we could just Wasteland. It was mostly random, let's be real. I mean, they looked similar, but like... what are the odds we get, like, Stifled? Probably, like, non-existent. It's probably better EV to Wasteland it now, so they don't have more mana in their upkeep and stuff. I don't know why. Oh, Phage apparently got flagged as being a censored word. That was weird. But anyway, yeah, we can just Wasteland Giver. Don't mention Fox. You know what that costs. Did Blockboy leave the Legacy Discord again? I haven't seen him in a while. Or Port. Port's another option. I like porting, though. I like Giver for ins. Especially if we do need to pick Sanctum Prelate from, like, something. Although, firing off this Wasteland means we're, like, not hitting the Prelate on curve. I like Wastelanding people, though. I don't know if I'm supposed to Wasteland this now or on their upkeep. Which is worse into Stifle? Now is worse into Stifle. Upkeep is worse into, like, Lightning Bolt or something they want to cast. They want to use the Pluto Delta to fetch a 3rd color. No Wastelands right now. Man, we're about to get wrecked. I'm going to feel so dumb. so we didn't get wrecked. Never punished in my whole life. Bolt again. Alright. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let me port you out of this game, opponent. Oh, they didn't shuffle. Weak. Alright, so it is Rook Delver. Cool. Charming Prince seems shitty here. I think I'd rather just port. We could potentially take them off of like Tarmogoyf mana. Charming Prince doesn't really do anything on this board state. Like Scry's too, but I don't think I want a Grizzly Bear here. It does Scry. I mean, it does things. It doesn't have no text here. I could also gain 3 life, but I'm at 20, so... Ooh, that's a much better 2-drop to play here. Do I care about Goyf? Like... I think I wanted to get down my other creatures before I wanted to play a Charming Prince was basically my concern. Not that, like, porting here is actually, like, substantially better than playing a Charming Prince, assuming I had nothing else to do, but, like, we've been getting, like, eaten alive by, like, lightning bolts and stuff. But now we can just play Thalia, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't think I was really planning on playing around Snare anytime. We're gonna walk into that eventually, like a Daze. We're pretty resource light here. I really hope we don't get Wastelanded again. That would be very good. Probably playing the Charming Prince next turn, because we want to scry into some more lands now. I also didn't know what we wanted to even scry into. A reason not to scry. Now we know exactly what we need. As long as they don't wasteland me again. Sure. Yeah, I think Prince is better here. We want to hit 3rd land drop, get this Prelate. I would like to scry too. I don't think I actually want this sword. Maybe I do. Sword's really good. It's like clunky, but it's powerful. I don't like 3 cards in hand. What did they do with their Ponder? They didn't shuffle. And they drew a card, and then they played Trop, and they passed the turn. So they're probably going to like cast Tarmogoyf or something next turn. So my play is going to be like Plow plus Giver. I think we want this sword. So, top. I think sword's better than my average draw step at this stage. Especially if we can get Prelate into play. Like, oh. Well, now I don't want the sword, but... Oh. Now I really don't want the sword. We could, we probably just want Prelate on 1 here, right? Force them, like, if they want to elk it, then we get to just click clear the Oko, right? Seems fine. Yeah, if they, like, elk it and, like, wasteland me and play a Tarmogoyf, we can still plow the Goyf, attack the Oko for 5, and it will be at 5. If I put a Prowler on 1 and they don't elk it and then play Tarmogoyf, it's actually kind of awkward because we can't cast our Plow, but I think it's reasonable. They might even have like a Goyf, so elk sounds so much like you're censoring a slur. Interesting. They could just like make a 3/3 and I actually can't get through it without playing Giver. Like steal my Giver and stuff too. Wow, no, this is great for me. Maybe I do need to play this Giver for instance to beat this food token. They make their thing an elk. This thing goes to 4 up to 5. We have to plow it down to 3. We have a Giver in play. You play the Prelate, but they can't do anything at that point. Ugh, I don't really like either of these plans. I kind of want to get my 3 down because they have this Wasteland, though, too. The Jing Asian, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So I think I need to play the Giver here, because like I can't beat the onboard play pattern of make my food a 3/3 currently, if I put the Prelate on 1. So I think I do actually just need to cast Giver for ins. So don't play around cards they could have, play around the cards that they already do have. Can't beat the pattern of make and crack. I mean, we can definitely beat that. We can't beat make a 3/3 every other turn currently. So we definitely need to actively get this Oko off the board. That's not good. I wish I had a Sanctum Prelate. 3 is so many lightning bolts. Yep. Yeah, now we're drawing the Sword of Fire Knights that we can't cast. What's up, Lynn Chalice? Then make a 3/3, then just go food mode. I mean, yeah, we currently can't beat that, right? So if we plow this, attack the Oko to 3, they make a food, it goes back to 5. Ugh. We get a Sword of Fire and Ice, it becomes an Elk. I'm just not even sure I want to plow this. I mean, we can't cast a spell next turn, so I don't want to play into like a Daze being their last card. So we definitely just untap, cast our plow if anything. But we'd also not plow the food. But then what are we doing? My opponent's just going to make a food token next turn anyway. So I might as well just hit the Oko for 2 at least. And then maybe get the sword in play, threaten the Oko. They have to like elk it so we can like attack it more. If we find another land. Yeah, no, this is great for me. Forceful as the last card in hand, and they're like cycling for a blue card. Thought like Phyrexian Invoker would be a good one. Oh god, I wish I had a Sanctum Prelate in play. But then, like, if we had a Sanctum Prelate in play, we also just couldn't beat the 3/3 at all. So it's a tough choice to make for sure. Hey, look at that. So I would have missed land drops, which is interesting. I think we need to play this sword. If we get Elk, we put the Oko to 1 at least. If they make their thing a 3/3, we can equip the Charming Prince and like force them to chump block. Yeah, Oko is not a very reasonably designed magic card for sure. You could just like have a Daze here. Yeah, we're just like super dead. Just gonna cast a Tarmogoyf. 0% to win. Yeah, that's maybe even worse than Tarmogoyf. The keep seeing play Franciscus ban. I think it's like as best not attack Oko. I hope they forget about him. I think it'll definitely be less powerful. It'll see play in decks that are playing Tropical Island, like fair decks that are playing Tropical Island. Hey, that's a good pickup. All right, we're still in this. They've already used 3 bolts too, so if this Mirror's Error like resolves, we're in business. Daze. Force of Will. Yeah, sure. Force pitching force. Now seems about a good time to throw in the towel. Wow, alright. Good thing we played out a little bit, I guess. Turns out they're 4-color. Like, true name me. Oh, this is a Delve Threat. This is a Gurmag. Seems like a good time to throw in the old towel. Hey, sometimes you get a little bit extra information when you continue games. Like, we had no idea they were 4-color. Doesn't really change a lot of our sideboarding decisions or, like, play patterns here, but interesting to... It's good information to work with. What are we doing here? I just want to keep Jailer in nowadays. They're on like so many less true names, but some of them are still on true names. And Jailer's always bad if that's the case. Apparently the new hot tech is to start cutting all your Thalias in this matchup, which I don't necessarily disagree with. Thalia's gotten less and less good as Delver just becomes more of a deck that can operate like at all stages in the game. It's not just like a aggressive tempo deck, it's also just like a super grindy deck. Thalia gets less good when your opponent just like hits their land drops and casts like powerful spells. And also obviously it's really bad against Ren and 6. Let's try it out. Something like that. Leave in like Revokers and Recruiters. Revoker also getting a little bit better because Oko also exists. This hand is so this hand is so good against Delver from like any year that's not 2019. This is probably like still a keep against Delver, but we're just gonna like stone die to turn 2 Ren and 6. It's not going to be close. But like this hand is so good against Delver a year ago. Like how is Delver gonna beat like hitting your land drops with a bunch of basics and 2 removal spells? Down with all the planeswalkers and yeah, exactly. Unprint all of 2019. I'm gonna keep this hand. Yeah, the fact that this hand like is a questionable keep at all versus Delver is just like insane to me. Keep Tomic though. Tomic is fine. I mean, I'll sacrifice Tomic if it means unprinting the rest of 2019. Yeah, it is amazing that people are actually still opposed to banning Ren 6. It's like actually insane to me. People, I saw someone's take on Twitter was like, let it run its course. Dig Through Time got a year before it got banned. And like, no, we should have also banned Dig Through Time earlier. Have you read that card? So we're just gonna Wasteland and kill the Delver here. Ooh. Port's a pretty good pickup here. I mean, with a format like Legacy, you're gonna get like people arguing against bans a lot of the time, right? Like even when like Deathrite ban was like contended amongst some people. Some people still think that Deathrite shouldn't have been banned. Like They're smoking crack. Yeah, exactly. People remember when Cruz got banned. Like, people are fucking idiots sometimes. Blackwell J, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So yeah, we're just going to pat this Delver and cast this Aether Vial. At least Underground Sea does not cast Ren 6, which is nice. Yeah, if Ren 6 also had the text, you cannot play this card if your deck contains any cards with the type Island, like, Ren 6 would be a lot cooler card for Legacy. But unfortunately, blue takes the fun out of all the non-blue cards. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Patrick. People that don't want... People that argue against particular bans in Legacy just, like, hate bans in general. I'm doing a lot of cantripping. They didn't shuffle on that Ponder. What a handsome list you have there. Yeah, it's a sweet list that it's 100% my own, that I take full credit for, you know? Definitely not anyone else's list, that top 16 Eternal Weekend. So I think we're just gonna... I don't really want to cast Recruiter Guard. The only turn we played into Daze was that turn 2 or turn 3 when I cast this Aether Vial, that I didn't really care if they dazed it. And they also just pondered twice. And we pour this Trop, it means we don't get Ryan 6 next turn, which is nice. We could also build up for like a recruit Prince my Recruiter turn or something. Yeah, when have I ever not played a Thalia deck? I'm an expert in Thalia decks. Yeah. The amount of cards that, like, I would ban in Legacy is, like, obviously very unrealistic, but, like, almost all the cards are just cards from 2019. Yeah, OBS is cooperating. I didn't expect it to. I literally just hit start streaming, and I didn't expect it to work because I hadn't changed anything from the last time, and then it just started streaming. It was wild. Opponents cast so many cantrips this game. They have 5 cards in hand, and we have 1-ish. Gosh. What cards do I want banned? A lot of them. Definitely, like... Stat ban, like 5 cards. The one from 2012 Grizzlebrand, because that's, like, a defensible ban, but I don't even think it's, like, super necessary at this point, but, like, obviously, if we ban, like, 4 cards, Legacy changes dramatically, and that might be a point where you need to ban a different thing. But, definitely, like, I could probably just rattle off 5 from 2019. I need to figure out what I'm doing in this game. But definitely Astrolabe, Ren 6, True Name. Oh, True Name's not from 2019, but probably, like, 2 of the other War of the Spark Planeswalkers. Like, I don't know. Karn is pretty egregious, but a lot of the things have been like Narset. All right, I need to figure out what I'm doing this turn before I keep talking about me banning cards. If I cast Recruiter and gets Force of Will, we're super fucked. If I don't cast anything, then we're just sitting with our thumbs up our ass here. Port is getting worse and worse as time goes on. Obviously, I like Recruiter get. Prince the Recruiter on my end step is a pretty nice play pattern if they don't have Force of Will. I think it's worth it enough for me to cast, because I really don't want to just sit here and let them like cast a scary spell next turn. So the problem with a lot of the cards that like some people think should be banned, is that we don't know how good some of them are because we didn't actually get a meta where they're, like, oppressive. Yeah, exactly. No one knows if Teferi and Narset are good. I would argue that a similar thing is kind of true for Karn, because, like, Ren 6 demolished, like, so much of the fucking meta that, like, all the decks that were playing stuff like Karn or Narset just became so much worse. Ren 6 has such a huge stranglehold on the format that we actually, like, don't know what all the other busted shit is. Yeah, like, people, like, when Arcanist got printed, people were complaining that Arcanist was, like, too good, and then, like, they just went and printed, like, a bunch of cards that were all better than Arcanist. Have you tried adapting? I do remember that one guy, there was some idiot on Reddit who was screaming about, like, D&T should just, like, adapt. I adapted to Bomberman, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Goyf is really good at blocking Arcanist, is a big thing. Yeah, the format adapted. Now everyone's playing Ren 6 or decks that, like, don't care about Ren 6 being in play. The two best decks are Rug Delver and Storm, right? Because Storm, in the hands of a good pilot, like, dunks on Delver, especially because they're casting, like, Oko and Ren 6 now to beat up all the other fair decks. Yeah, that resolves, I guess. Stifle my Prince trigger, just get me. Yeah, the Ren also, like, made Gurmag Angler worse because Ren, like, helped you consistently put a 5th card type in the graveyard, so your Goyfs now outsize the Gurmag Anglers. Like, Ren 6 did a lot of fucked up stuff. I think I just want Flicker Wisp here, force them to crack this Cinder Vines, and then we just, like, cast the Wisp and target our Recruiter anyway. That seems pretty valid here. Not a lot else that I really want to... We could get, like, a Stoneforge, but in the face of Cinder Vines, that seems really dumb, so... Obviously, if they, like, let us untap and take this Vial up to 3, then that seems like not a great choice, sure. Let's attack for... I'm burning too much time shouting about this. We're down a game, and we're only in game 2. I don't think I'm supposed to save my Vial. I think I just would flicker the Recruiter. Sure. I think I'm supposed to activate the Vial right now. Maybe I was actually supposed to activate in response to the Brainstorm. There's much more likelihood that they can kill my Recruiter in response now, and they could crack the Cinder Vines on my Aether Vial here to force the action, so I think we're just going to Vial right now. So it doesn't play well in the removal spell, and it lets them crack their fetch post-Brainstorm, which is the reason I fucked up with it. I was supposed to do this in response to the Brainstorm. So if they wanted to remove my Recruiter here, yeah, they would have to have wasted the Brainstorm fetch. Yeah, this is bad. No, you just, like, pretty easily bolt my Recruiter here. They haven't cast a single removal spell all game. I could have actually ported the fetch, and then I probably should have ported the fetch at least. Just to, like, let me do that play. Because, like, the port is getting close to just not mattering at all at this point. Port their green source here, but would have much rather, like, gotten another Recruiter trigger, obviously. Yeah, in response to the Brainstorm is the best play. Second best play was porting the fetch. And then I chose to do neither of them. Yeah, I don't have high hopes that they're going to ban Ren 6 next week. It'd be nice for sure, but I think especially because they just like don't care about Legacy, and like a lot of their concerns are on Standard and Pioneer right now in terms of their brain power and ban lists. Especially with how fucking poorly Standard's going right now. Really surprised my opponent just didn't nuke this Aether Vial. They're really scared of an equipment, I guess. Helped that I just like use this list to get no value because I'm bad. Yeah, Watsy really firing on all cylinders this month. Ooh, alright, well. I guess we just go get like Batterskull, because Batterskull can like dodge the Cinder Vines. Assuming we can put it in off the Stoneforge. Oh, hello, Moochie. Is that is JCG Joe C's garage peeps? Unless there's another JCG that I'm forgetting. But yeah, Batterskull seems decent here. Yeah. Greetings. Usually only see the that crew at the Hobby Horse event sometimes. I know Will messaged me because I didn't go to the last Hobby Horse event because it was like the week after Eternal Weekend, and I was fucking tired. Did not want to go. That's not great. That's whatever. Doesn't actually matter. I didn't clear my Wisp here, which sucks. Maybe this Batterskull. Oh, you are Will. I get that's what the WW is. I missed that bit. I was confused on the WW. You are Will. Gotcha. I figured it out. I'm smart. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we have enough basics that we can put in Batterskull and protect it from the Cinder Vines. So we're fine there. If you ban somebody on your stream, are they still able to watch your content? I have no idea. I've never, I mean, I have banned people, but obviously I don't really talk to them about it afterwards. But yeah, no, I have been banned from streams. You can still watch it, you just can't talk in chat, I'm pretty sure. I'm burning so much time for no fucking reason. Alright, so we're just gonna attack this Ren 6 and then Cinco. Or we'll probably play this Caracas. But we just don't into the face of this wasteland. I kill my prince. Rude as hell. You got banned somewhere. How? When did I get banned? I forget. I got banned at Jeff Hoogland's stream, for sure. I think I got banned on some other, like, not Magic related stream for shitposting too much. Badger Honor, yeah, the Jeff Hoogland ban. That's not great. I don't know if that. The Cindervine's really putting me through the ringer here. I hope my opponent just like tries to kill my Batterskull here. That'd be nice. Come on, Cindervine's it. You know you want to. Oh, that's a pretty good draw. I'll take that. Ding. Oh, I take a damage. Darn. Oh, I should have played. Ah, fuck. I should have played the Crocus and passed it on the Crocus. Because now my opponent can, now we can't pick up and play the Battle Scroll again, because my opponent could wasteland me and then try to Cindervines here. Oh no, we can, because we can just attack with just the Battle Scroll at the Ren, and they're forced to Cindervines it right now. We're still fine. Alright, well, do we take those? Guess they value the Cindervines more than they value the Ren and 6. I mean, the Cindervines is just a fog. Could have been 2 turns of fog if they don't know I have the land in my hand. But, I'll take that. I will accept this. I think I'm supposed to not be attacking with this. Actually, no, it's a 2-turn clock if I attack like this. No, because they have the threat of Cindervines at me at any point here. So I want to be able to pick up and put in the Battle Scroll again at any given moment, more than I want a 2-turn clock. Because it's not actually a 2-turn clock, right? If I tap the Stone Forge, they can Cindervines and like stop the Battle Scroll for multiple turns. Or up to get a Stone Forge and then Cindervines? I mean, that's fine. Probably going to pick up Battle Scroll and then play the GT. I'll play the land and then the GT. Oh, blockers. GT, plays other Vial. Probably shouldn't even play this other Vial for, like, clock reasons. Well, we worked through that Abrupt Decay pretty well. They daze my Battle Scroll, that would suck. Certainly not playing around it unless we obviously draw the land here. Oh, nice. Alright. Could just hardcast a Force here. Also sucks. Just never playing around that, though. You got it, Chief. I would say we're probably favored in this top deck war currently. Could easily turn around, though. Especially with my clock ticking down. We're only in game 2 here. Spent too much time twiddling my thumbs. Don't actually know what the correct port there is. I don't really think there's a correct port. Hey, look at that. Found a threat to put a GT on. Very inconspicuously, not F6. They have 4 cards now, though, so it's probably not living. We'll try our best. Ren and 6. That's a really good draw. Could also have named Oko. I guess if we connect with this GT this turn, which is what we're assuming, then the Oko is a better name, right? Because now our Revoker's already protected from the Ren and 6. But we just drew Recruiter, so it's all fine at this point. That's a big goif. Did I board out my Jailer? I did. We have lethal, though, assuming they don't have anything. Well, they might have something, obviously, but they didn't kill my Roker, so maybe they don't have anything. We're supposed to get... just get Crusader. We're supposed to get Charming Prince, Recruiter here to find lethal. Pretty good. Alright, so now we just have to kill them in 5 minutes, which is definitely a lot more trouble. Yeah, the question is that we don't know that they don't have true name, right? It's certainly a lot better if they don't have true name, and I would probably leave it in if I was 100, like if I could know my opponent's deck list and know that not on true name. But hard to tell for certain, right? Delta lists are so weird and variable with the last couple of slots these days. Anyway, Colonel Crabcake, thanks for the 3-month resub. Pittsburgh was sweet. It's probably my favorite Magic event that I've ever been to. They can't have from them. Not especially not like 4-color. Possibly, especially with like Oko and stuff at the 3-drop slot. It's not unreasonable, but also now we need to like win in 5 minutes, so maybe we don't want to be like. Yeah, exactly. We don't want it in a 5-minute game. I'll spend too much time yelling about the ban list. So now I'm just going to like time out in game 3, which is fine. I'm just going to try to ignore chat. But I am really bad at that. Keep. Remove Spellstone Forge. This awkward Flicker Wisp. Put him into 6. Nice. Alright. Gotta kill him in 4 minutes. Did I get any of the good local cuisine? I mean, I got good cuisine that was local. I don't know if it was just like the quote-unquote, like, this is the good Pittsburgh stuff, but we got good stuff, so. Let's discuss Sword for Shield some more. Alright, I already figured, I solved that problem. It's definitely, I'm getting Shield. I was supposed to put that in the stream title today, I forgot. I guess Friday stream will just be, my stream title will just be playing Magic instead of Pokemon Shield for you fucks. So you probably can't put fucks in your Twitter title, but whatever. Land go. Am I going to plow a threat onto? Probably not. Like if they just cast a threat here, I think I want to play it around days. We have a lot of lands. Not a lot of time, but Dot sees me. Oh, that sucks. I'll pay you money to not get that game? No, I'm definitely getting that game. I'm ready. Stoneforge, no. Yeah, a lot of people are real mad about this newest installment. I just want to play sweet Pokemon games, so. Oh god, cast spells? No. Port them. I could get into it, but not this game. Lackey. I'll talk about it some more, but not right now. Gonna brainstorm here? Yeah, sure. Moochie, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I do nothing a lot. Seems like one of the people that is opposed to the game, so I guess they can fill you in too. How much money would you pay me to not get the game? What am I doing next turn? Probably just casting Tomic. It's possible that I need to like plow a thing, so I would probably plow a thing and cast Revoker into a Daze if I need to. Tarmogoyf, alright, yeah, we'll probably plow Tarmogoyf, cast Revoker here. I think on this board, I'm going to revoke Ran 6. They probably would have cast Ran 6 over a Tarmogoyf there, though, right? Oko. No, this hand doesn't care about Oko. Most of my creatures are worse than Elks already. They do have the Oko. It's fine. We have like a Flicker Wisp to kill a food token and stuff, and we have like flyers, a bunch of stuff. We can also Flicker Wisp our Revoker over to Oko, which is probably the play. I'm probably still supposed to clear it. It gets really awkward though if they do have a removal spell for the Revoker, which they haven't cast one yet. Maybe I'm not supposed to do that. Fuck. I'm thinking too much on my decisions. So they make a 3/3. We just cast the Wisp and killed our Elk. I think they just tried to Wasteland me. They only have one card in hand here, so yeah, we can just kill this food token and attack the Oko down. Hopefully, if the last card isn't like Daze here. That's pretty good. God, am I supposed to? No. My board currently clears this Oko. So I don't think I need to Council's Judgment it. Like, if they can plus the Oko to 5 here and then, like, dies on board. And if they kill one of my creatures here, then... yeah. Like, if they replicate a Flicker Wisp, then we can Council's Judgment the Oko. It's, like, kind of a waste of a Flicker Wisp, I guess, but, I mean, we forced their hand on the removal spell. They can make another food, but it doesn't do a whole lot here. Maybe I was supposed to just name Oko instead of Ran 6 with this Revoker. It's a tough call. They have a creature here. Yeah, I have to Council Judgment the creature instead. Yikes. Yikes. There are 20. We can beat a creature. I'm Council Judgmenting this Oko. We can beat a Tarmogoyf better than we can beat this fucking Oko. We have a Recruiter coming down the pipeline on this Vial. I think especially with the second Recruiter, I think we're just gonna, like, go grab a Mirror Crusader, just punch them in the face with the sword, attempt to punch them in the face with the Sword of Fire and Ice. It's got protection from Bolt. Hits them for 12. This Prelate's just going on 2 to hit artifact removal spells. They'd have to, like, find a bolt to kill the Prelate and then also shatter the sword, and then they're also, like, dying to a bunch here. Nice. Got there. Sweet deal. Anyway. Yeah, a lot of people are complaining because it's, I mean, some of the complaints are, like, actually very, very valid, but, Sword and Shield is definitely, like, kind of a rush job. Oko would deal with the sword, too. I mean, like, kind of, right? I guess it would, but they have less of those. We already killed the one. They, like, are probably only playing one. They can't play more than 2, for sure. And we've already seen Cindervines, like, and Abrupt Decay, so 2 seemed like a lot better. But, yeah. So a lot of the complaints about, Sword and Shield are, like, totally valid, but Nick Prince, Magic guy, he tweeted out something that I very much agreed with, that a lot of people are, like, there was this initial, like, very guttural reaction from, like, some of the Pokemon fans that just was really, really bad and gross. Like, they were just, it was, like, way too egregious. And that, like, put a lot of people off of the people that are complaining about it. Even though, like, some of the complaints are, like, very much, like, reasonable and well-founded, that the game is, in fact, like, probably rushed out and, like, probably could have used more time to, like, in development and working on certain things, making things, tighten them up, animations, whatever. But just the fact that, like, there were so many people on the internet just being, like, general internet shitheads about it, it just, like, made the people that were actually complaining about it, like, feel less valid. They were on 4-color Delver, not Rug Delver, so, like, I don't know if that changes the math. The Rug Delver list I've seen, it's like 1, sometimes like 1 and 1, I think. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't expect more than 2, and we already killed 1, so. I mean, Oko is a good card, yeah. Like, I wouldn't have been shocked if I put a cast a second Oko. Like, they're playing 2 in their deck? But, like... Wow, this hand's bad. That's just good luck. Oh, this hand's bad. The internet is very good at convincing people with legitimate grievances to respond in the most over-the-top and toxic way possible. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. My opponent also mulled to 6. Yeah, we're definitely going to 5. This hand doesn't cast any of our spells. Alright, yeah, this hand's more workable. We put back the second port in the Battle Skull here. Do you ever make it back to Champaign or been? Not really. I've not actually been back on campus since I graduated, I don't think. Definitely could. It's, like, not a huge drive, but, like, they're, like, sweet events. Also, most of the people that I hung out with have, like, graduated and left, so it's like I'm not going back to, like, visit a huge swath of people or anything. Did you go to Champaign or Brand? Yeah, I went to college there. I went to UAUC. Engineering. Yeah, I have a degree in electrical engineering. That's why I went there. In fact, opponent shuffled. Did they shuffle? Yeah, they shuffled. Well, I will say play planes and say go. I can say words, I promise. This is scary. Maybe they're just trying to find their land and they're not trying to kill me. They're not trying to, like, put an omniscience in play here. Maybe they're just Delver and they really want to hit that second land drop, and then they're going to whiff here, and we just get cast this Thalia, and then the game's over. Dang. Never lucky. Oh, well, they are on Rogue Delver, at least. Grib a blue to normal. I moved to Bloomington. I was on the Bay Area until high school. I moved to Bloomington, went to high school there. That's why I went to UAUC for college, because it was close by. Alright, so it only has 4 cards in hand. We're probably jamming this Thalia. It's so bad against land run in 6, but they've been pretty aggressively cantripping for their stuff. So they might not have a 3rd land. They could obviously daze the Thalia, but they could daze anything I do besides port here. Thalia's certainly not getting better later. Think your ability to problem solve for engineering has helped you play better Magic? I think those two things might be like minorly correlated. I don't think that like specifically engineering helped, but I think my interest in engineering and stuff stemmed from like my interest in stuff like this. Just like similar thought processes. No, Lightning Bolt's not great for me. Look at NCHS guy. No, I went to U-High, University High School. Well, these are not good cards for me. How do we win? One has 3 cards in hand. One of them is Lightning Bolt. We're taking 1 billion damage. We can Tomek, get it bolted, Recruiter, find Crusader. We're already dead at that point, right? We've taken like 14. So we need to like draw a Plow or something. I think we do need to cast the Tomek here. The Recruiter just doesn't do enough. We'll do our best later. I feel like we're just getting Delvered this game. On a Mold of 5. Opponent has Delver, Goyf, Bolt your threat, Daze your threat. Certainly happens. We need to draw like Swords to Plowshares this turn to win here. I think we need to recruit. Could recruit like Palace Jailer here. And try to top, like, gives us more turns to top deck a removal spell. Palace Jailer on the Insect Vibration might not be too bad. It's obviously, like, really risky, but I don't think Crusader's really getting us across the finish line, right? Because we still need to find an answer for the Aberration. If we grab Jailer, we just need to find an answer for the Goyf, which I think is easier than finding an answer for their Aberration. I like have to block here too, which sucks. Oh, we're super dead, never mind. Not like literally dead, but mostly. Oh, that's almost a good draw. Off by 1 mana. Oh, never mind, we're just dead. Yeah, we got hardcore Delver in that game. Delver Goyf, Daze your threat, Bolt your threat, Force your threat. Happens, certainly. Luckily, we just played against a different Delver deck, so I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. those are the Delver games that I'm okay with, though, right? I mean, aside from, like, the Ren and 6, but the Ren and 6 could have been, like, any magic card that kills my thing, and, like, the game would have broken the same. Even if, like, they didn't have anything there, like, we're still, like, not great odds to win, but, like, those are games I'm fine with, because that's literally what Delver is all about, right? Delver wants those games to happen. The shitty Delver games now are just the ones that, like, they kill you on, like, turn 15 because they're also just insanely good at grinding, or, like, you die from 20 life because you can't answer a true name for 6 turns. Did you bring in Chalice for Shadow, even though you have all the 1 removal? I have in the past. Less confident on the draw, but is better on the play, because usually they just, like, have to answer it. It turns off almost all of their threats, besides, like, Gurmag. Usually, if you have removal spells and the Chalice in hand, you try to, like, fire them off, obviously, but sometimes you just lock yourself out of a couple of removal spells and, like, force them to answer your Chalice. Before I end up disliking against Delver, I've been kind of okay with it. Maybe that's because, like, pre-Ren and 6, you were just obscenely favored in your Delver matchup, but... Ugh. See, it is Clunk City. I think I'd be more happy with a 6 in this hand, especially double Caracas. It was much better. Yeah, God, I love the Lemon Mulligan. Fuck off, Batterskull. I feel very punished for every decision I make. I mean, that's... Oh, my opponent will get a 5. The tables have turned. I mean, that definitely is... I mean, that's a lot of Legacy matchups, though. Like, a lot of, like, tiny micro decisions, because some of, like, the early turns of the games are so impactful. But, yeah, Delver has a ton of intricacies. Like, I struggled with the Delver matchup a lot when I was playing Bomberman at the start, just because there are so many different, like, angles that you have to take into account. It's certainly hard to play optimally. Am I supposed to path into a daze? It's, like, always the question. The answer is usually no. Unless you're, like, really tight on mana. I think we're... Man, if they shuffle here... I mean, that's kind of evident in, like, our last game, right? The last match where we're just like, oh, this Revoker. Well, Ren and 6 is kind of annoying. Oko also kind of annoying. I guess we'll just name Ren and 6, and then, like, immediately Oko'd me. They did not shuffle. Alright. Am I supposed to... Maybe I'm supposed to wasteland them still, because we'll see if we draw a land here. Oh, well, yeah, I think I'm going to wasteland them. Pow. Especially when they're on 5. I guess, yeah, they will get a 5. I'm supposed to stand off that wasteland regardless. This Charming Prince isn't really doing anything. This port's also not really doing a lot. I think I'm going to go port into Prince, though, so if they, like, have 2 mana, if they have 2 land drops, we can, like, wasteland port them if we want to do that. And if we want to cast Flicker Wisp, we can just Plains Flicker Wisp. Or, like, Plains Path port, stuff like that. Just scry 2. Find some good stuff. Well, Aether Vial. Fuck off. I don't think we want those other planes either. Opponent mulled to 5, so they're not going to be able to, like, really play a wasteland game on me, I don't think. I think I want gas. Oh yeah, my favorite Delver matches were the ones that they just, like, probe therapy pyromancered you. Those were super engaging. So glad that, like, Storm doesn't get to play therapy anymore. You just, like, keep 2 Thalia hands against, like, probe Storm, and you're just like, well, we're just never gonna win because they just have Cabal Therapy in their deck. That's scary. Makes my Wasteland port plan a lot worse. We can't just Flicker Wisp my Charming Prince, and then Charming Prince my Flicker Wisp. And then end step, their end step, my Wisp comes back. We can't, unfortunately, we can't Wisp their Ren Insect, but the Ren Insects will just be a 3 anyway, so I'll just Wisp out, like, their land or something. They have a Bolt, they have a Bolt. We'll be able to, like, try to connect with GTA. Well, we can't Wisp out their... Yeah, my cat really likes licking. We can't Wisp out the Ren Insects, right? Because we cast our Wisp on our Prince. The Prince comes back on our end step, targets our Wisp, so the Wisp comes back on their end step. There's no way we can, like, Wisp... We can Prince the Wisp, so the Wisp comes back on our end step. Supposed to attack first, though, certainly. He doesn't look in my face. So now they can't, like, make a blocker for the Ren. If they have a Bolt, they can just Bolt my Flicker Wisp, and then the Ren gets to stick around for a little bit, but we can connect with GTA at that point, and then also have a path up to try to deal with a blocker, which isn't the worst. Mana Not Plan really fell off the rails real fast. Ren 6 will definitely do that. That's pretty good. It stops me from getting my GTA online. I think the Delta's a little surprising with the Wasteland. They already have a Delta in hand. Pretty sure, at least. Pretty sure they picked up a Delta last turn, right? Yeah. That's fine. Alright, so what's the play here? You have 3 cards and 2 Deltas in hand. Obviously we're representing Lightning Bolt here. So the play is probably Flicker out the Volcano. Is it worth it, though? Because we can't, like, play... We don't get to, like, play around Lightning Bolt any better. We just force them to cast it immediately, which doesn't really do a lot. We could Flicker out the Delver of Secrets, but we're probably just going to path it anyway, but we don't need to path it immediately in that case. We could Flicker out our Charming Prince if they don't have Bolt, and then we get super rewarded, but that seems extremely greedy and unlikely. So I guess we're just supposed to Flicker out their Delver of Secrets. And just send both at right. I guess if we Flicker out the Volcanic, we get to, like, send the Charming Prince at their face if they don't actually have the Bolt. But... Ooh, more removal. Target Volcanic would also let them cast 2 bolts. That is a fact. I don't really want to play this Wasteland because they can just Wasteland me. I kind of want our mana next turn, because if we could cast this GTA, and the next turn we could play the Wasteland, equip the Prince, and cast a removal spell if we need to. I think I'm just going to fire off this GTA here. Flip off Lightning Bolt. Not a good sign. Remember that one time I bottomed the planes because I was like, probably I don't have enough mana, and now like my opponent's wastelanding us to death. Good times. Oh, that's good. That's a good draw. It's definitely a solid one. So they have Delta, Wasteland, Bolt, 2 unknowns in hand. So I think I'm just going to attack the Wrenn and 6, and then Council's Judgment it. Yeah, certainly no reason to not attack first. Sometimes they make bad decisions. You never know. You got me. Oh, please don't daze me. Nice. Goodbye, Wrenn. They let it. They have another Wrenn. They still like just wouldn't even let it connect, right? They have a bull and we have a bear in play. There's no reason to not bolt it and just keep using this Wrenn as pressure and making me try to answer it and then having a second Wrenn later. Like, the bolt's not getting better here. The deck is like 90% Grizzly Bears anyway. We don't have like a Vial in play. Oh yeah. Spending a bunch of resources, killing a Wrenn and 6, and they're gonna like fetch with their Delta and cast another Wrenn and 6. Pick up their Wasteland again. I'm gonna draw 3-drop. Just cast like a Tarmogoyf or something. Thank you. Alright. So we're 14. Kinda wanna get this Giver into play though. I really don't want to get dazed. They cast a Brainstorm here, and we're choked on mana, so there's like a not unreasonable chance we can get dazed. So we definitely don't want to removal spell dazed. We're like okay with our Giver getting dazed, since we're going to have to play in a daze eventually. I think the Giver is less important than killing either of their threats, so I think we're going to path the Tarmogoyf. I know they just fetched, right? Yeah, okay, so they've shuffled random. I'm not like helping them shuffle away their Brainstorm cards by pathing. So yeah, we path the Tarmogoyf, then cast Giver here. Giver can pick up a GTA if need be. God, just cast him here and like tilt off the face of the earth. All right, well, this is probably a removal spell, but I guess we can't really do anything about that. So let's plow the Delver first, since we're definitely going to have to plow this Delver. Just like plays around a top deck to daze here. It's like no reason to not really sequence it like that. Yeah, they each have a bolt, sure. Which is fine. Opponent has 4 cards to my 0. Not great. Certainly could be better. But none of their cards are killing me, so it also could be worse. Was this Brazen Borrower me? No. Alright. Not a Vendilion Click. I cannot Crocus that. We are at 8. that's not good. Ooh, that's pretty good. They have 3 cards in hand. They've cast 3 lightning bolts. It's a lot of lightning bolts. They're probably gonna, like, just force one my Crusader or something. Make me sad. Just like Oko my GT. Alright, well, step 1 is actually resolved. Step 2, they need no artifact removal in their top 3 cards and the 4 cards in their hand. What could possibly go wrong? There's no way this could end poorly for me. So they have 5 cards in hand. They took 4 off this Sylvan library. If I equip the GTA to my Crusader and attack them, and they have a Shatter effect, then we lose. Well, unless we like draw a swap for this Brazen Borrower. If we cast the second Mirror Crusader, we do in fact set up lethal before they do. If they have a bolt, if they have the 4th bolt, then we're dead regardless, right? Playing the second Mirror Crusader is better against, like, exactly Ancient Grudge. If I cast the second Crusader and they don't have an artifact removal spell, then even if they, like, play a Delver or something, we can get the GTA online and, like, punch them. So it's, like, kind of a wash. If they top deck the other bolt, the following turn we get punished, right? Because then we're going to 5. No, we'd actually, because we could kill the Brazen Borrower and still go to the game left to 4. TNN would also be bad. Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough one. The fact that they took 4 damage off the Sylvan Library makes me really think that they're going to kill my Umezawa's GTA. Although maybe that, like, I don't know what that actually implies. If they didn't take damage off of it, wouldn't that also mean that, like, they found the answer already? So I don't know. Why would they want the extra card here? Ugh. They could have, like, another Brazen Borrower, too. Although then, like, Petty Theft I'm also already losing, too, so that doesn't matter. Huh. This is a toughie. I was all ready to just equip my GTA and send, but, like, the second Crusader is lethal. And they've cast 3 Lightning Bolts. So, like, they don't actually have that many ways to get a Crusader off the board. They could have another counterspell. They could have drawn into a Force of Will, which would punish me for casting the Mirror Crusader. I think I'm just supposed to equip and jam. I don't think it's going to work, but I think it's probably the play. Oh, no, they had Ancient Grudge. I think there are more cards in total that punish me for not equipping. I'm not positive. Yeah, that was kind of my thought, is that they weren't planning on me just... Okay, they just had the bolts, so it doesn't matter. Sure. But yeah, that was also my thought, is that, like, they're not prepared to actually just get into a damage race. They're prepared to answer my GTA. That was one of the thoughts that I had. Like, 5 is just so many cards. definitely an interesting decision, though. Those are the decisions I enjoy. Even when sometimes the rule doesn't matter, because sometimes they have, like, a bunch of things, and, like, you can't beat any of them. It seems like a keep. I keep trying all these Flicker Wisps in my non-vial hands. Yeah. Would not be surprised to see nothing happen on Monday. Oh, was that you? Were you our Red Delver opponent? Yeah, those are some good games. We had a cool decision on like the final turn there, but it ended up not mattering because we got bolted again. But I drew the second Crusader, and like I had the option of like play the other Crusader to try to damage race versus equip and hope that you don't actually have the artifact removal spell. Anyway, I'm supposed to keep this hand. So that was the long pause there. I was trying to figure out what the choice was there. We were just like dying. We were like 100% dead to bolt either way though. So. We'll cast our Giver of Runes. What's our opponent doing? What did we play against today? We played against that weird loam, the weird 4-color loam deck, and then Delver, right? Am I the only one that's like unreasonably scared of people that just like play fetch lands and say go a lot? Rather than like casting spells? It just like makes me so concerned. I don't really have a rationale behind it. I just get like a lot more worried than like when my opponent's actually casting spells. Maybe just fear of the unknown. Just like what is my opponent doing? My opponent could be like a lot of decks here still. I don't know. Probably just supposed to cast Stoneforge here. We can't realistic. We could potentially try to. We could potentially try to like port if they like try to cast a spell here, like a bolt or something. We might unlock a port. But I think just Stoneforging for like sort of Fire and Ice seems fine here. The Tonic Booth, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the games as well. Combo to cast something. I mean, like, it could just be like, although, I don't know, sneak keeping, just like land drop, show and tell, omniscience, and well, they don't have enough mana to like, or enough cards to also like have Force of Will there, but. Am I getting stifled? Don't really go together a lot. Okay. I guess I'm supposed to attack them with Giver then. Like, not really protecting the Stoneforge for any real reason. Yeah, Blue-Red Delver, I guess, but just like a very weird Blue-Red Delver start. Like, a keep 7 on the play. They did keep 7, right? Oh no, they did mold a 6, okay. I saw it. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna play around Stifle there. Like, sometimes you just get Stifle and it's life. Smush him for 1. Giver's not protecting the Stoneforge in any reasonable capacity. Yeah, sure. And Flicker Whisper Stoneforge next turn if they don't have another bolt. It's pretty beatable here. Yeah, they were on a mold of 6, so like maybe it's more defensible to keep kind of a weird hand. And they were planning on trying to like stifle a fetch land on turn 1, I guess, but then we turned out to be Death and Taxes. So we can just attack, play Wisp. Could have like a second Stifle, kill my Stoneforge Mystic. But like that's like kind of fine. We still get our 3-1 into play that block their Delver of Secrets. Snowboard isn't doing a lot anyway, unless we're eventually going to try to flicker it. So. Wow. So the petty thefting. That's fine. I was about to say they're actually about to stifle me. But yeah, that's totally fine. So they have 1 card at hand. The Sword of Fire and Ice has to be bananas, right? They're blue-red Delver. Although, if we get GTA, we can play and cast it next turn, which is pretty nice. GTA seems like pretty bananas against their board state, too. Yeah, let's get GTA. Yeah. Unsummoning your Flicker Wisp is, like, not exactly the strongest play, especially when your opponent's at 20. Definitely not a show of strength. Alright, they have 1 card and a Brazen Borrower, so I think we're just going to jam with this GTA. Yeah, sure. I'm willing to spend my turn walking into Lightning Bolt being their last card, because then they have no cards in hand and they're incredibly dead. And if their last card isn't Bolt, they're just incredibly dead from the get-go. Nice. Kill. Cast your Brazen Borrower, opponent, do it. Do it, you won't. Well, okay, I didn't expect to get this far. Yeah, we did it. Man, love the blue-red Delver matchup. Feels good every time. Cast the Stone Forge and got Batterskull Skull to put in. Can't they just... Oh, if they bolt in response, then we get to put the GTA in response to that. Then we're like back to score 1. I don't know. They have 1 card in hand. Just like make them have it sometimes, right? Like if they have the Lightning Bolt, what's the worst that happens there? They bolt my thing. They cast a Brazen Borrower. Their Delver flips. They hit me for 6. I'm at like 14, and I have a hand of Flicker Wisp, Stoneforge Mystic, and a GTA in play, right? Like they're still so unbelievably far from winning. Ding. I mean, if they have Daze or Pierce, then, like, yeah, sure. If that's the last card, then they're super dying to the... If they draw Arcanist. If they... Is that even bad? No, we cut these Crusaders as the last cards. Yeah, this looks fine. Bolt your thing, cast the other thing. Arcanist. I guess that could go poorly. We have 2 creatures in play at that point, though, so like they can't just totally just like wall us out of that game. They could like potentially Arcanist into like another removal spell on top of that. I should submit. I should be trying to think about that game some more. is nice. The old Chalice Path combo. My opponent is someone I met at Eternal Weekend who's asking me some questions, so gonna be typing that. If only we had a file, yeah. They didn't shuffle. That doesn't really matter for me, I guess. We're just gonna cast our Giver of Runes. F6. Well, we have Path, hopefully. Anyway, what's happening here? We can't wasteland them at all. So we're just going to Pathos Arcanist. Oh, they have basics. Ugh. So it's supposed to Pathos on upkeep, I guess. Really tempted to not go around days. What, just jam this Chalice? It's not unreasonable. But I like getting the Path out of Ryan before we cast Chalice too, but there's a pretty decent chance my opponent just has a way to kill it anyway. But then that clears the path for our Stoneforge. Divine Rage, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Swift Spear, alright, sure. Now we just need to jam this Chalice of the Void, make my opponent answer it. Which of these lands do I least care about? Probably this Wasteland, honestly. My opponent has so many basics. So let's just Wasteland Chalice on one. And then attack them for one, I guess, because we're not really blocking the Swift Spear. Yeah, we have so many lands. There's, no real reason to play into days, and, it's not even that, Chalice isn't even that much better than, pathing. The 1/3 just is really in the way, regardless. Getting the cards ever. Oh, nice. Alright. Having to fire off cantrips to get Pyromancer tokens and Prowess triggers is very good for us. Means that they don't have an answer to the Chalice. So we just get to, Stoneforge for whatever here. And, crush them underfoot. Am I Stoneforging for Jite, maybe? Fire Nice isn't bad here, either. Tomic. Yeah, not playing Tomic this turn. Tomic's decent at blocking here, but we definitely want to develop... Battle Scroll's not unreasonable, but it's like feels like the weakest against answering their stuff, right? I really also want to kill the things that they have in play, especially like this Pyromancer. I think it's the GT. GT is bad against True Name. They definitely would have cast a True Name this turn if they had it. They could find one, but even if they have True Name, we get Tomic down, which is the end of the world. So Refineries is also not unreasonable. But GTA just means we can cast it next turn. I guess we could just have put it in on the Stone Fortune to equip the Giver instead, since per red means we don't need the Giver active. Yep. Chalice trigger. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna proactively use this Giver to if they try to attack with Swiss Barrier. I just auto yield all these triggers. I guess I'm not supposed to auto yield to prowess triggers and stuff because I have like plows in my deck. But yeah, we can just block the Swift Spear with the Stoneforge and give it pro red. You have one card in hand if they can't even like force a will. Could like Daze or Spell Pierce to buy some time. This game feels pretty over though. So we're at 16, not really under any threat of dying. Yeah, sure. Chalice trigger. Yeah, even if they draw exactly a Braid here, like they have to probably kill the Jite, and then we have another Stoneforge and a Tomic. Yeah, the blue-red matchup's like very, very, very good, as Death and Taxes. I think with the the semi-recent changes to like the depth decks and stuff, and the way those are structured, I think nice guy. That was Joe Brennan. Also, I didn't recognize the username since I'm not a big vintage follower. But yeah, Joe Brennan and I spoke to him at Eternal Weekend. We were just chatting about like the merits of Chalice versus Deafening Silence and stuff. Talking about Death and Taxes choices. Certainly, Chalice is, I think, worse than it was, like, what, pre all the nonsense of this meta. It just, like, is stronger the more Tundras you expect to see, right? Because it's, like, this it's, like, a medium-ish anti-combo card that also helps in fair matchups like Blue-Red Delver or, like, Miracles or whatever. Versus something like Deafening Silence, which is just, like, stone-cold unplayable in every matchup outside of combo decks. Which is... So it's reasonable to, like... If you look at, like, the winner's metagame, it's like you probably want more Deafening Silences, right? Because Storm's really good and Tundras are really bad right now. I think D&T or Humans it would be easier a deck to learn for a Legacy noob. Humans probably, especially if you have like practice playing the Humans deck in Modern. A lot of the play patterns are like relatively similar. Death and Taxes has a lot of like hidden intricacies in it that even if you played like the Modern D&T lists, like it's not exactly a 1-to-1, whereas I think the Modern Humans ports a lot better in terms of like playstyle and knowledge and stuff. Also, Humans has like the Humans. I don't want to say like doesn't have to work as hard for its wins because that feels like unnecessarily demeaning, but like Humans is like more aggressive, right? Sometimes you just like smush your opponent with like a super aggressive draw, and like Death and Taxes doesn't really get to do that very much. There are a lot of games that you just have to put a lot of thought and effort into winning, and sometimes Humans gets to do that a lot easier. Yeah, Meddling Mage is certainly a hard card to use. Anything where you have to like name cards is difficult, right? Like, I spent like there used to be it was either Salvation or the Sorcerer. There was like the Revoker Bible, which is like what you want to name all the time with your Revokers. Certainly Meddling, but that Meddling Mage names and stuff definitely just comes with the territory of like learning a new format, right? Once you learn how decks operate, you can usually learn to isolate like the good names. Also, sometimes you just get like the free roll, right? You get to Kai'Sail him and then Meddling Mage him. Obviously, it doesn't always come up though. Sometimes you're like Cyrus's opponent, and then you just kill them so hard game one, and then you feign like you're on 4-color control with your snow-covered swamp, and then the Meddling Mage name Fatal Push, and then you tendrils them. Yep, anytime. I can't believe that happened. Yeah. Cyrus has so many fucking great stories about things he's done in Legacy. The man plays like so much Magic that he just, I guess, all these things will eventually happen to him by just like probability. That was at the GP that he won. That happened to him. It did help him win his GP. Help him win his GP. I forget what he was telling me. There was another story. I think it was like at last year's Eternal Weekend or something that he played against Eldrazi, and his opponent like just stone cold like didn't cast like a Chalice or like a Thought-Knot Seer or something for like no reason. I forget that story though. I'll have to ask him about it. Ugh. Alright, well, this ain't great. Opponent kept 7. We are going to 5. Alright, well, this is just my 7 with less cards in it. Did you miss dog shenanigans? She's been asleep over there for a little bit. Let me see if I can get the camera on her. The other chair might be in the way. Oh, no. Can you see her? You might be able to see her. I can't actually see what's on the screen, but she's hanging out over there. Has a wasteland. Does have a wasteland. My opponent has 7 cards, so I don't really want to wasteland them. I'm a little tempted to keep this Karakas and pray that it's good against them. Just like because sometimes you just kind of want to like cheese wins on 5, right? But like double basic plane's probably more likely to win because Though one of the ways we can easily lose games is by just getting wastelanded once, right? On like a 5-card hand, so it's probably right to put the Krakus back. This, of course, guarantees that my opponent's going to make an Emrakul on turn 1, or something. Like a Marilage. I'm going to feel like an idiot. Yeah, there's definitely a reason to keep Planeswaste Krakus. It's also pretty defensible. Island Ponder. I'm a little scared that we're just going to die, but not a lot we can do about it. Yeah, that was what I was talking about. Like, there's the chance that we want to keep the Karakas to, like, hope that the Karakas is good in the matchup and get lucky that way. But there's also a chance that we want to keep the second plane so we don't just get mana denied. And get hit with, like, a Wasteland and not cast any of our spells. Alright. Well, getting dazed on Mold 5, never great. We're playing against blue-red again? It's like not bad, if that's the case. So we could just cast a Recruiter here. They have 7 cards in hand. They have like another Daze, I feel like an idiot, but like... I hate how correct you're going to feel when you top deck a Karakas. I'm just going to play Vile here. My opponent's not doing anything, and we have a removal spell. Like, if we cast our Stoneforge and then, like, we get dazed, we cast Stoneforge off of, like, Plains Karakas, we get dazed, and then we get wastelanded or something, then there's there's a world that we just, like, never get to play Magic. We have 2 lands and, like, draw some 3 drops, right? This mana base is more stable, but obviously worse against some decks, and, like, potentially has lower upside in some scenarios, right? Like, we could, like, have a Thali, and we have the Scrax to protect it or whatever. Please just don't play land. Just pass the turn. Move to discard opponent. No. This was not what I was expecting out of Island Daze. I don't know what's going on here. Allurin it's not a Daze deck, right? I've seen Allurin and Food Chain messing with Gilded Goose Oko, but I don't think either of those are Daze decks, right? I guess this resolves. I can't do anything about it. I don't think I'm supposed to plow the Goose, right? I could plow in a Wasteland, but they have 6 cards left in hand. Think there's an argument for playing with Violence to the Stoneforge? Possibly. I was not playing around Daze at all, though, was the big thing. Against the opponent that goes Island Ponder, like, the only Island Ponder deck is Blue-Red Delver, right? The only Island Ponder deck that plays Daze to punish you for that. Like Blue-Red Delver. It could have been Sneak and Show or any number of the controlled, I guess not the Snow controlled decks. Could have been like Sneak and Show, Miracles, or Storm. And all of those decks you definitely want to be like, I guess Miracles you'd probably play the Vial, but I guess like the comp decks you want to get pressure. But anyway. God, am I supposed to wasteland this Tropicon? They brainstormed that it didn't play a fetch. Not unreasonable to plow this Goose and then wasteland them. We're doing it. Plow can't be that good against a Goose deck, right? Oh, if they just like counter my Source of Plowshares here. What a world that would be. Ooh, alright, yeah, I like my plan a lot better now. Ding. Limited information because I killed them turn 2. Them casting force and then they conceded in game 2. Looks like could be potentially banned something. I'm just gonna run back this play. Nice, we even drew a 2. Would have been nice to draw Thalia, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Drawing like any 2-drop, I'm pretty happy about with this current hand. Did I miss? You did miss a Gilded Goose. There was a Gilded Goose in play. We don't know what the opponent's up to. It involves basic planes and Gilded Goose, apparently. Yes, I imagine my opponent's deck has Oko in it. Hottest of takes. Get this file up to 3. Gonna plow the. Think about plowing the Tomek before the file goes up to 3 from Flicker Wisp. Understandable. Opponent's been just consistently hitting all their land drops, like with no concern. I'm tempted to play the Stoneforge here instead of porting, but I probably shouldn't. I have my best guess right now is like Food Chain. If we draw another land, we can just cast Stoneforge with port anyway, which is probably fine. There's potential that we want to kill them because we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs. What am I getting with this Recruiter? Just a Flicker Wisp? Probably. Yeah, my opponent is hitting all of their land drops. If 5 cards in hand. What else is this Recruiter's just gonna beef it? If I grab a Flicker Wisp here, like 100%. Is there potential for me to want to grab like another Recruiter or something? How does your opponent have a food? They played a Gilded Goose and we sourced a Plowshares it. Stalled. Yeah, we could just get another Recruiter with a Recruiter. Plays better against their 5-card hand with 3 mana up. Just like get a Flicker Wisp and then wait. I mean, if they like plow the Recruiter, we could just cast Stoneforge, right? And then Flicker with the Stoneforge. I don't love Jailer because we don't really know what our opponent's up to. And that, yeah, kills our file, right? We need to put it to 4. Yeah, they have non-snowcard basics. They're not like the band deck with like just weird things with Snake. Yeah, fine with Flicker Wisp here. Force their action. Oh, nice. Just untapped. Deal. I think they might have fucked that up. They might have like not had priority there, or not like accident like where's F6ing into my turn or whatever. Don't get a legend because of Caracas. That's the smart play. I was thinking about the Thalia until you came along, Cyrus. I appreciate it. Alright, let's hit them. And just pass the turn again, I guess? This board has just been not doing anything that I can tell. At least I wasn't thinking Tomek. They did already kill one of my Tomeks, right? Oh yeah, they used a plow on a Tomek, which is great for me, because now they have this Caracas. Yeah. Really good at hitting all the land drops. They still have, it's like turn 7, I have no idea what my opponent's doing. on Flicker Wisp, my recruiter here. It's like 100% going to die. But I also want pressure on the board. They have 5 cards in hand. That's so many. Why do they keep passing the turn? They have 4 mana. What's going on? What do they have? What are they doing? Like, I need to put pressure on my opponent is the issue, but I also, like, flicker my file. Smart. Flicker their food token. Obviously. My guess would be, like, food chain. No. Flicker our file and then also leave it on 0 to Violent the Harbor. They're playing the long mind game by just like not casting any spells that tell me anything. Like 0% chance this works. Mismatching plows. How dare you? I feel like 2 ports makes me want to double port them, but also I really want to get the Stone Fortune to play. I just haven't been doing anything with any of their mana. I feel like an idiot for not casting the Stone Forts like 700 turns ago. Hey, my basics match, thank you. I'm not a dirty basic land splitter, Paroko. My basic lands all match. I have some respect. Double port. Yeah, it's possible. Double porting is better. One just hasn't done shit. What are they doing? I want to kill them is my big thing. Oh, they just have force of will. I guess that's fine. Pitching days, sure. That explains some of the contents of their hand, I suppose. I mean, they can just fetch whatever color I take them off of, but... Days in this deck makes 0... I mean, it might make sense if we knew what other cards were in their deck. It snowed Tuesday, bring up the Snowlands. It did snow a lot. I'll bring up... yeah, I gotta bring up the Snowlands in December again. That's fun. Right, so it's turn... What?! What?! My opponent has 3 cards in hand and is at 15 life! Why would you what is happening? God damn it. What is my opponent doing? I'm so confused. Someone help. Opponent's opponent's in it for the fucking long con. They're breaking me. Like, they're at 15 and they have a food token to play. They have like 3 cards in hand. This Wisp is a 6-turn clock. I have 1 in my hand. This is what half your games of Storm were like. But like, at least they die, right? They don't just concede when nothing's happening, right? Do they? Do you want actual help? I'm more enjoying having no idea what they're doing. If like we finish the match and you know what they're up to, let me know. But like I'm enjoying just having some nonsense games here. All right, Council is probably good against whatever bullshit they're doing. quickly realized that the daze was too much info. That was like the second daze they cast. They dazed my Stoneforge at like turn 2 of that game. That was the game we mulled to 5, right? The blue-white Vileblade deck? No, I don't think they had. The only cards we saw were. Wait, can we go back to the game? I don't think so, right? We saw like Ponder, Daze, Force of Will, Swords to Plowshares, and Gilded Goose, and a weird Bant mana base. I have to imagine these Crusaders are probably bad. Crusaders good against Oko, though. Bad against Plow. Tomek probably doesn't do a lot. Bant Blade. I get, but like, and then just like Bant Blade with Daze? Also, like, why would you concede it 18 life versus a Flicker Wisp if you're like Bant Blade? Bring in Surgical to figure it out. The big brain plays. Oh god, I gotta cut a last card here. I'm gonna cut a Plow. I don't know how good removal is against them. Yeah, I have no idea why they would concede there. That's like the biggest. That's the biggest question mark. Oh no, man! Luminil just posted. Maybe they misclicked. Whoops! I right clicked. Whoops! I clicked concede. Isn't there a window that pops up when you concede too? That's like, are you sure you want to concede? Anyway, this hand's great. We'll keep. Oh, hello. You're awake. I think they were trying to concede the match instead. Oh, my opponent will get to 5 now. Oh no, opponent! Please don't concede. We need to know what you're doing. Although I just want to roll to 5, so maybe they'll win on a roll 5. I'll concede if we're at 15 life with a food token in play, and they have 1 card in hand. Goose. Alright. Daze this Aether Vial. Oh, wait. How do you make food? That was the joke is that I can't get a food token. They could give me a food token with the Oko. So there is potential for that board state to happen. Should I turn 2 Oko me? How are we ever going to win? Oh, well, that's a lot scarier than an Oko. Is that? I mean, it's definitely scary. Don't know if it's actually better or worse for me than an Oko, though. They have 2 cards in hand. Like, we have a Stoneforge and shit. I think I'm supposed to... It's less scary than Oko by a lot. Yeah, probably. So... We could just revoke... like, Oko. Revoking Oko doesn't seem unreasonable. If they have, like, natural GTA, we get pretty punished. But, like, we don't want to revoke... We don't necessarily want to just revoke GTA. I mean, I guess we probably do, because our Stoneforge is going to get Fire Nice. Revoke the Goose. I think the names are either Oko or GTA. Both are, like, kind of obnoxious in their own ways. I think the GTA is harder to beat than the Oko here. So they only have 2. They have 2 cards in hand, so they can't necessarily cast an Oko next turn anyway. So I think we just like blind name GTA. That was good, just like daze me. I should have put this on the stack before thinking, because if they just like daze me, then my decision doesn't matter, right? Umezawa's GTA. Just cast Stoneforge. I don't want to cast Stoneforge into a daze. Stoneforge seems really good at beating this true name. They've shown us that they have a bunch of dazes in their deck. And we have a Vial that's going to be on 2 next turn. No reason to just like walk into a daze for no reason. I want to cast my bad spell. It's clear they didn't have days because they let Savannah. I mean, Savannah's the only thing that let them cast the turn 1 Gilded Goose, right? Maybe they value turn 2 True Name over being able to daze a turn 1 play. Oh no, more geese. I should have... Proko was right. Should have named Gilded Goose. What a fool. Plow here is the last card? They do. Alright, that's fine. Now we just get to get a Crusader, Stoneforge for sort of Fire and Ice, punch them for a billion. This can attack, right? Pretty sure these things are O2s. I don't read. What if they're just like 1-2s? What if Gilded Goose was just Deathrite Shaman stats? How fucked up would that be? Oh god. Oh, that's pretty scary. That's a lot of damage. This Palace looks pretty bad. Wacky having Deathrite Shaman flashbacks. I have to get Sword here, right? Do I just win the race with Sword? No, right? Yes, right? Even if I can't attack this turn, I take 6, go to 9, and I punch them for 12. Yeah, we get Sword here. Faux show. And if we draw the land here, we just get to punch them for 12 this turn. I think we're supposed to leave this vial on 2. Potentially, I don't think we're really doing anything with this Jailer, realistically. Screw up his mana. Screw up their mana. I mean, not really, right? Yeah, they draw 3. No. It's not terrible. Actually, no, that is bad. We can't do anything. We'll just pass the turn. Well, could gain me life in a pinch. Yeah, I guess I could probably cast this other vial. That's probably the correct play. Kind of forgot about it in my hand. Needed the goose to cast TNN. Yeah, but like if we shoot a goose, like they're so like far from casting another TNN, right? Oh, if we're talking about the revoking the goose play a while back, then sure. Was not playing around second goose to mana fix for the second TNN. Need to stop twiddling my thumbs for no reason. And actually like pass priority. Alright, well, we need them to miss for like 2 turns. Yeah, that's definitely a miss. I guess these geese get to make food and they can like try to gain life. No, they're taking 24. There's no way they can gain that much life. They're taking 24 over 2 turns. Yeah, we can beat 2 food tokens, which is their current rate. We can exactly beat 2 food tokens, right? Food tokens gain 3 life? Yeah. Well, we could attack with everything here, actually, so not exactly lethal. So we hit them with more stuff. I guess the Stoneforge attack doesn't actually do anything, so no reason to attack with it. I could kill both geese. That is an option. I think I'm just going to hit them in the face. They have so many food tokens. Killing, yeah. If I had hit the land drop last turn, I may have killed both geese. Alright. There's nothing really difference between 5 and 6 mana, considering like casting the Swords to Plowshares, but like I don't think it actually does anything. I think they just need to like have a hit this turn before they die. Maybe kill Goose Shrine Crusader. We don't get to play the Crusader this turn. That's the issue. Okay, they died. Because I didn't take up my other Vow of 3. I left it on 2. Alright, so I guess they were just Goose Blade. Is that the case, Luanil? I'll look at your spoiler here. Bant Blade Coder deck with Green Sun Zenith, Oko, Jace, 8 cantrips. Wow, what a world. Is Goose good in Bant Miracle? I imagine no. I don't think you want Mana Dorks in your Terminus deck. Yeah. Knight of the Reliquary and Green Sun Zenith, huh? What a kind of a wild deck. Goose seems really bad, but I guess it's just like work with your Oko. It was just so much worse than Noble Hierarch that game, though. It was like the True Names attacked for less damage. They had to like play the second Goose to mana fix for blue to cast their second True Name and stuff. Goose is really bad when not paired with like exactly Oko on curve. Green Sun into the Goose. Anyway, so we 4-1. We lost to Rug Delver. Yeah, we kind of got stomped at Rug, right? We just got like Delver game 1, and then I forget what happened to game 2. What did happen in that game 2? Oh, that was the double Mirror Crusader line, but then it just like bolted me. They drew all 4 bolts and murdered me. Ugh. That certainly happens. I was talking to our opponent in round 4 there, Joe Brennan. I do think that Death is still favored against Rug currently. But obviously, definitely less so than in the past. And you can always lose you can always lose favored matchups anyway. But anyway. Let's sign off here. Let's go find someone to host. Wow. So no one playing Legacy besides me? What's this person doing? I've never heard of them. Oh, they're playing Legacy. They're certainly playing Legacy. They're playing some Monterey Painter. Alright, let's go host this person. Clabian MTG? Yeah, you too, Lackey. See you later. I'll sign off here in a second, but Clabian MTG. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you had a good time. As always, if you want to support the channel, you can follow, subscribe, donate, etc., etc. We'll be back on Friday. Might play the Vintage list on Friday. Might play something else. Not sure yet. But see you guys all later.